It is a nice area down here by the river.
Displaying the glory of God's creation by visiting every state park, national park, and national forest in the contiguous 48 states. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave the Parker.
Welcome back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave, the parks professor. We are at North Bend State Park. We are in northern West Virginia. We're about 25 miles east of Parkersburg, West Virginia. Today is Wednesday, October the 25th. And the temperature right now is a seasonally warm 63 degrees. As you saw, we're starting on the Hibbs Cemetery Trail. We started down by the Riverview Campground and the pond by the campground. The goal today is to hike the nature trail. This is about a 4-mile loop. Basically goes around the entire park. We are starting with some climbing to do, so let's get climbing. We made it up to an intersection with the nature trail, which is marked in orange. This is also the 4-way stop at the park's entrance. Honestly, not quite the route I had intended to get up here, but we made it here. And that's ultimately all that really matters. We came up on a trail called the Hibbs Cemetery Trail. There is a marker on the map for an old cemetery, but I didn't come to anything that looked like a cemetery, like with headstones and that sort of thing. So maybe it's just really hard to find. But regardless, I couldn't find it. So we are now on the nature trail, paralleling the park road, still climbing. We're still working our way around the nature trail. The bit right after the last segment I filmed was very overgrown, and so I actually took kind of an unmarked shortcut / detour after that, but we're back on track now. The orange markers are for the nature trails. And as you can see, without these orange markers, this trail will be really hard to find, because it is hard to see on the ground. But we are still following the nature trail, heading down towards the river. We've come downhill a decent ways. We've come down quite a few switchbacks. And we are down to the bank of the North Fork of the Hughes River. Trail keeps going that way. That's the direction we're headed. Very pretty spot down here. We went up along the crest of a couple of ridges. Never really came to anything I would call a view. And therefore, I didn't take any film up there other than what you've seen. It is a nice area down here by the river. We went up to a picnic area and then came back down to the river. A couple of steep areas to navigate. And now we only have a short distance to go to finish this hike. There's some nice scenery on this hike. There's a rock outcrop up here to the right. As I was about to say, there's some nice scenery on this hike, but there's also some pretty rugged trail conditions. So if you want to come out here and do this hike, make sure you're ready for some primitive conditions. Make sure you're good at route finding. It is fairly well marked. We've been following the orange markers there for quite some time now. Ever since we got past that 4-way stop that I showed you earlier. It's primitive trail conditions, So make sure you come with good route finding skills, and make sure you come with a good map, because you're probably going to need them. I do want to thank you for watching. There are over 34 million YouTube channels you could possibly watch. You choose to watch Parking Full Time. And for that, I'm grateful every day. And I thank you every day. Also, as a reminder, I do not take any monetary compensation for anything that I do for this project. And therefore, all I get are your likes, your subscribes, your views, and your comments. And I do appreciate all of those things. So I'm going to cut this video now. Till next time, I am Big Dave, the Parks Professor, for Parking Full Time, from North Bend State Park in northern West Virginia. Have a great afternoon. Take care, and Lord bless.